every once in a while I like to take a step back and revisit foundational aspects of tricks that I like. And I did this with the Casper over the winter, and today I want to do it with the finger flip. Today I want to see just how many variations of the simplest finger flip that I can get all the way up to the most difficult, and just explore and see, one, how many finger flips I can think of, to hopefully offer some inspiration for you while you're working on your finger flips and new variations that you might want to try. And three, I will go over some of the things that have helped me with finger flips as I think of them. So hopefully this video can be really helpful. And no better place to start than the step before the finger flip, right? The yo-yo hop. Classic finger flip. Classic hand flip. And those right there are pretty standard basics. For reference in this video, I do differentiate between finger flip and hand flip. Not everyone does. To me, I make the distinction just because they do flip in different directions. So a hand flip is flipping in the kick flip direction. Right? You kind of grab the front of the nose and pull back. And then a finger flip focuses a lot more on pressure, and it flips in the heel flip direction. So if you hear me make that distinction, that is why. We'll do a finger flip in the heel flip direction. I'll do a hand flip in the kick flip direction. Woo! We're going to redo that because today is a day about revisiting and focusing laser focus on the foundations. I'm not going to take sloppy landings. Not at all. Perfect or nothing. And don't worry, if you're too afraid to do a regular finger flip to bolts, I do think there's a more simple option for you, and that's the finger flip to tail. Now, when I do the regular finger flip, my front hand stays pretty low to the ground. Whoops. Clean landings only, Sarah. But when I do the finger flip back to tail, this hand kind of stays up a little bit higher, and that's how I keep it rotating up instead of down. Now I think those are kind of the main points I wanted to cover right now. Let's jump in and start exploring and see what variations we can come up with. Ooh. Finger flip to Casper. I used to do those a lot when I first started getting into these tricks, and it might not be the prettiest trick I've ever done, but it was fun when I was kind of exploring, trying to figure out what I could do on my skateboard, and I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be tough. Ooh. I think one of the really funny things about skateboarding is how in the beginning these kind of niche, less common tricks are easier, but then you learn the basics really well, and coming back to them almost feels harder. So like that to me was more scary than trying a double finger flip, which to me 4 years ago would make zero sense, and I'd be like, haha, yeah, lol, funny, Sarah. But I genuinely feel that way. That's terrifying. Not bad. One of my favorites, of course, is the finger flip to crossfoot. I love this trick, and I put it in all of my contest routines. There are other CrossFit variations, though. Something that was incredible to see in person was Lynn Cooper's, I don't know, he has this really distinct signature trick, this finger flip line that I've always seen him do, and I've never really done it well, but let's try. Damn. No. It was definitely easier to get back into tailstop once I started thinking of it as back to tailstop position with both of my feet. Where in the beginning I was really trying to just land with one foot. But yeah, trying it back to your starting position with both feet definitely made that easier to land back in tail. Yeah, we could do that. We could add that to our list. And I think now I'm going to try slightly harder variations. I'm going to try to get into rail from a single rail, like a single finger flip, which I just saw someone else do. This one's actually kind of tough to get, like just enough to rotate 3/4, but not enough to go to bolts. Because I've tried this one before and it was really hard to pull back just enough to make it to rail. How do I pull back even more? Darn it. Yeah. Oh, that was it. When you're doing finger flips, it's kind of easy, I think, to lean too far forward and land a bit like that. So kind of just straightening out your spine, remembering to stay a little more up instead of over like this, a little more up, a little more over the board. Good help. Light and catch. There we go. No! Oh my god, I have to do it again. No. I can do it. Just keep it light, keep it feathery, keep it airy, nice and gentle. More gentle. More gentle. Damn it. Ah. I think now is a good time to talk about one other thing. Is that when I first started doing finger flips, it took so much strength in this left hand to be able to do the flip. Because I was lacking the skill and the finesse, I really had to make up for that in power and force. And I think that's really normal for beginner skateboarders, especially if you didn't really come from a super active lifestyle like I didn't. But the good news is, as you skate and skate and skate and skate, you develop that finesse and you can use a lot less power. So even though I'm pulling back so hard with my power output, I'm still over rotating the board back to bolts. And I think that's a good thing to keep in mind, that you will keep getting better. Your strength will improve, your finesse will improve, you'll need less strength. And even when it comes to like jumping as well, when I first started doing finger flips, I had to jump so high, literally like as high as I could, like that, because it took so long for the board to rotate, right? Because I didn't have the finesse and I didn't really have the power, which meant if I wanted the board to rotate back down to bolts, I had to keep my feet in the air as long as possible. I think that also is why it was so difficult for me to do this off of one foot, because I had to jump really high and keep my feet up for a very long time in the beginning to land back on the bolts. But as you get better, as you flip the board faster and it flips with less effort, because you get way more board control and a lot more finesse in your skateboarding. Your feet don't have to go up as high, you don't have to jump as hard, and it's a lot easier to just do like a one-footed finger flip back to bolts, because you're not jumping like that, you know? However, because I'm now learning double finger flips, that is my reality, because I'm not good at getting them to flip a full 2 rotations. This hand lacks the strength and the finesse right now. So I'm kind of back to square one once I start working on double finger flips. I have to use more power, more output, more force, strength, jump higher, and it makes it a lot harder to do. Because none of this comes super easy to me. Like, I have to work really hard for each new trick. So I'm okay with that, and I'm ready to put in the time and dedication that it's going to take to get from this excessive strength power output phase into the more finesse where I'm just a lot better at the trick and I can do it with a lot less effort. But that takes time. So let's try a few more back to rail, because I do want that. I mean, this is what I'm here for. I wanted a clean land. That's what I promised myself, and that's what I'm gonna do. Don't flip. Do like the weakest one possible. Yeah. I'm not gonna flip it. I'm just gonna twist my hand. That's it. Yeah. Just twist my hand. Okay. Let's give myself a break from that and try the double flips. I have tried this the other way, but I've never landed it that way. I've also never landed it on anything but this small 7.4. I've never got it on something bigger. Oh, I gotta preload more. Preloading is when you're putting strength into the board, pushing down with your thumb, pulling up with your fingers, making the board twist so that when you lift your foot, it wants to jump up off the ground and flip around like a spring or something. I need to preload a bit more, I think. I think that when I go to do the actual trick, I'm releasing some of that tension. Yeah, because these feel better. Ooh. There you go. Another good point, sometimes you just need a little break. Also, I'm at the point where I can't think of other finger flip variations. I know there are more. Oh, there's so many more. I haven't even gotten into like burials and stuff. Okay, we got plenty left. Come on, Sarah, let's get this. Oh, probably do better than that. One thing I'm really bad at for the varials is learning how to like scoop with this foot, which a lot of people do, but I just can't do it yet, and that's why I kind of pinch here and I end up jumping over to this side. But I think that's pretty normal. It's a pretty common thing. Yeah. Actually, let's just try it with one foot. I've never been able to do that before either. Let's try that again. I think this is a good example of what happens when you just kind of like put tricks away and come back to them later. I feel like I haven't done this trick in months, but I am months better than when I tried them last time, so they're working. Whoa. Think you do a 360 then? If I could get the scoop, I feel like I could. Oh, I think I could land this. What? Ooh. Wow. That shinner knocked a little bit of sense into me. I think I'm actually gonna go try these in the pavilion over there, because if I think about it, there's a lot less friction in there, and theoretically I should be able to whip it around a little bit better because there's less friction. So let's go try that instead. I think I'll take a little bit of a break from those with the rolling finger flip. I tend to struggle with these a lot too, which is why I saved them for last. But I think that I just try too hard, you know? I overthink it. I think I move my whole body way too much. There we go. It's literally just a finger flip. Yes. Whew. That was pretty good. So let's just try to finish out with those two, right? Double finger flip and a few more 360 finger flip attempts. Damn it. You got this. You got it. Man. No. Woo. Okay, that session went in a direction that I could have never imagined because I just wanted to get double finger flips today. I had no thoughts or dreams that I would land my first 360 finger flip. That's so insane. But you can't say that I wasn't like super warmed up and ready to commit to my finger flips today, since that's all I did. And on one hand, I think it definitely can be a little bit boring to just work on finger flips if you're not really like into it that day. But on the other hand, I mean, after warming up with all of those finger flips, it gradually got more and more difficult. By the end of my session, I was able to get quite a few rolling finger flips, which I normally don't. I normally struggle with those a lot more than I did today. And I was able to get a brand new finger flip. I really can't believe that. I honestly, I'm glad I tried those today, because I think sometimes I do underestimate some of the tricks that I can do. I really didn't think I was ready for 360 finger flips, so I'm glad I tried them. And I guess the little nugget in there is that estimating your ability is kind of a blessing and a curse, right? Because estimating to try tricks that are near and around your ability, on one hand, can help keep you safe from unnecessary injuries, trying things that are just way outside your wheelhouse. But on the other hand, when you play it really safe really often, you might end up underestimating your skills and not realizing the areas in which you can push yourself. So I think a day like today, where I just worked on finger flips and tried a bunch of different variations of them, kind of could be a good way to combat that, because you're going from your simplest trick to your most advanced trick, and then maybe feeling brave enough to try some tricks you didn't think you were good enough for yet. And I think it's a great way to progress. I think it's a great way to step back and work on some of the foundational skills. So, I mean, I could have come out here and just tried double finger flips for an hour until I got them. But instead, I got a lot of good practice. Landing back into rail, landing into crossfoot, landing all different kinds of finger flips, back to tail, things I've seen other skaters do. Yeah, it's all about the combination of effort, I think. I think it's easy to say that A, B, or C are best practices or the best way to do it, the only way to do it. But really, progression and learning new tricks, it's holistic. Everything influences everything else. And it's about the entire picture. Don't look at the tree, but look at the forest type of mindset. And I think it's that that will help me and maybe you keep progressing in a way that's fun and fulfilling and leaves me just wanting more. Anyway, I do hope that you got something out of this video, and hope you're having a great day.